Welcome back with your favourite ginger person. Walk Cook Walk episode, crikey, lost count, 21? I think it's 21. Did a bit of a recon during the week. I'm going to walk around some woodland called Oldmood Wood, which is near Strelley Hall. Strelley Hall's just down the back there. I did have a little ride around when I was up here on Thursday, but to be fair, there's a calf there. There's a place where you can let your dog run around and stuff like that, going up like obstacles and what have you. Can't remember what it's called, but I'll put it here somewhere. So I've just cycled up here, probably about 5 miles ish, with the trailer carrying the backpack. Now I've got the backpack on, so either way I was hauling the weight but just not on my back for 5 miles whilst trying to cycle. I mean, to be honest, I probably could carry this on my back while cycling, but I don't know, maybe I'll try it, but I still need to carry a lock anyway, either way. So I kind of know where I'm going as to where I'm going to be cooking, but that may change if I find something that I think's better. So I've got 2 loops to do. I'm going to do the Oldmood Woods loop, possibly go check out one of the bits that I saw the other day, and then we're going to head back to where you saw me having a cup of coffee on the side quest that we did on Thursday. It turned out really nice, a spot. It was not sure what it actually is, but there's like a massive crater. It could be from where a bombs dropped at some point during the wars and stuff, but I could not really tell you too much about that because I don't know anything about it. We're going over quite a busy road now, people milling around, driving here and driving there, so I'm going to cut out and come back in a sec. Noisy buggers. Just a short way down here is the entrance to Oldmood Woods. Now, cycled around there loads of times. In springtime, it is absolutely magic. I've just had it in my mind that I wanted to walk around it for a while. I was kind of saving this for a spring video, but the need to walk around the woods that I've cycled around for years it's kind of up there with what I wanted to do. We're probably not even going to be cooking in these woods, but I just want to go for a little wander around, show you a nice bit of woodland. Really, it's pretty much the be all and end all of it. I mean, it is near a busy road, but you know, it doesn't matter. Oh wow, look at this old style beetle. That is fantastic. It's all been like military kitted out. Awesome. Hi, you alright? You don't see many beetles around anymore, especially not ones that have been kitted out to look like it's military. That's really, really cool. And again, another reason I'm glad I came. It's quite a bit of a walk down a bit of a pathway here, and then it brings you to where you want to be. Just wondering whether that's another old car or something. Some sort of vehicle. Oh, it bloody is as well. Oh, he's going off with it. Like some really old. Is he going or is he coming back? I'm not sure. I've got to go and investigate. I must be nosy. Even if we could get a little glimpse of it. I mean, I don't drive. I have no interest in cars whatsoever. But, you know, when you see ones that look a bit different, you know, a bit special. I mean, it sounds like he might have gone. But We'll check. Must be someone who owns the land, must be. I know he is, he's still there. Can't really see him though. Wondering if he needs a bit of a push. Let's go and ask him. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, it is a fantastic vehicle. It just looks extremely smart. I'm just gonna go and have a bit of a chat. He may not want to chat, but we'll see if we can ask and help him. So this is Andy. Say hello, Andy.
Hello.
So Andy's built this himself 30 years ago, did you say?
Yeah, 30 years ago, yeah.
Look at that. That is absolutely magnificent. I'll try and get a better view of it. So Andy here has built this from the ground up. He says it's a one-off. There's not one like it. You might get one that looks sort of similar, but absolutely fantastic. And I suppose it's road legal as well with your plate on the back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, magic. So how long would something like this take you to build?
7 years.
7 years, okay. That's not as long as I thought you was going to say, you know.
Well, I'm working full time as well.
Yeah. And I suppose it turns some heads as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, about 15 years ago now, they had a luxury car show at Westwood.
Righto.
With the conference centre
Yeah.
at Westwood.
Yeah.
And I was invited there. And this
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. He didn't need any help, but I had a good chat with him. He said that I can use the footage. So there you go. A couple of bits of talking to Andy. He's talking about his car and stuff. And I mean, even this here, look, again, we get to see this absolutely fantastic car. I think it belongs to the farmer. I'd assume it does. But I'm glad that we went back to have a chat. See, some people, they get anxiety about having to talk to people and stuff like that. That's one of the most approachable people I've ever spoke to, you know. Just went up to him, do you need a hand? No, I'm all right. I'll just turn it around and push it back down. Showed me a couple of his other cars as well, which I clipped in for you to see. Oh, I think he's got it started again. Maybe not. Farmer's in his field doing something, not quite sure what. You're on YouTube. But I've already walked down this bit, so I'm going to cut out here and we'll bring you back when we're actually in the woodland. So we're just coming into the woodland now. It's quite a long path, but you know, to get where we need to go, so it's as simple as that. There's horse fields on the side there. Whilst talking to Andy, he's just explaining about his things and like that. I think I got some of it, but that car took 7 years to build. He pressed all of the plates himself, made the grill himself. All of it is made. Brass wing mirrors, you name it, he made it. And he says it's a one-off. There's nothing like it. It's great that people still have passion for what they love to do. Now, I'm relatively new to this outdoors recording stuff. I've been outdoors all my life. And it was only because someone I know from Northampton, Carl, his name is, he goes by Mr. Magoo. You might see him commenting on the channel. And go check his YouTube out, actually, because he does a bit of mountain biking, some jumps at some local trails and stuff like that. They're pretty good videos, man. But yeah, he got me onto doing this because I uploaded a little clip of me cooking and, you know, having a drink and stuff like that. And he was like, you should start a little YouTube channel. And I thought, well, yeah, okay, why not? And in all honesty, it's actually more popular than the flipping homebrew channel that I've been doing for 4 years. But you know, that's just how it goes. home brewing's a little bit of a niche market. There's not many people interested in it. You either are or you're not, you know. It's just how it goes. And yeah, so I mean, this one's doing reasonably well. As with the other channel, I'm not really bothered about subscribers or view numbers. I do this for me, you know. It just so happens that people enjoy it. So regardless of 2 likes, 2 follows, 2 subscribers, I'd still be doing this. I mean, it did actually gather speed pretty quickly. I'm grateful for all the subscribers and followers, whatever you want to call them. But anyway, this is Oldmood wood. I was trying not to get me in. My posh gimbal stick or selfie stick, whatever you call them. It's got a rotating feature or something or other, and I can even pan it left and right with this little thumbstick. I don't think it'll let me show you now. Won't let me go down that much. But yeah, you just can fine tune it. It does have a face detection, which you can use to allow it to just detect your face and stay on your face, but I think that's going to drain the battery of the stick itself and the phone. But this is Oldmood wood. It's absolutely fantastic. Like I say, we cycle through here. There's a nice trail that goes around to the right. You have to come a little bit further down the main path beforehand, and then there's a track that goes to the right. Sorry about that, I had to take a picture of this really cool looking mushroom, which you've just seen, so I shall crack on. So I've got a new bit of kit with me today, which is an extremely old style of Trangia. I managed to get it on eBay. Not sure whether it's a replica or whether it's the what would you call it, the real deal. But with the stamping on it, I'm pretty darn sure that it is made by Trangia. So that's what we're going to be doing. I've also upgraded my Trangia 27. So there may be a possibility of somebody winning that on a raffle shortly, because the old one, although it's all beaten up and stuff, you know, it's still perfectly usable. I used it for, what did I use it for? I cooked something with it. I can't remember what now. But yeah, I might do a little raffle, get some raffle tickets going that you can purchase, and it just keeps things simple logistically, trying to get people's information and stuff. It keeps it all cryptic, you know, so the only person's address that I'll actually know would be the person who wins it on the raffle. And we'll keep things relatively cheap, you know. You can buy the stoves for about £60 brand new, sometimes a little bit less. Retail price is about 50 odd pounds, but you know, so you can get them cheap. And I love secondhand stuff. I cannot tell you how much I love secondhand stuff. I like the story behind things as well. So I've impulse bought, whilst a little bit intoxicated last night, impulse bought a vintage Trangia. Not sure what number it was. It was just 26 quid. And I thought, you know what, that's cheap, that is, to be able to have a vintage one as well. And then I'm like, oh, why have I gone and done this? But I kind of fell in love with the, what's the word? The story behind the stove. That the person had said on eBay that they bought it in the 70s. So it's been with them for many, many years. And they've just been obviously going around here and there. I did try and get a little bit more information. If I do find any more information, from the person, I will most definitely include that in here. But you know, second-hand Trangia stuff, it is bomb-proof. I am telling you. You know, the only way you're going to destroy this stuff is if you're trying to. You know, if you just use it properly, there's absolutely no chance of it being destroyed. Now, the only problem with this gimbal stick thing is it's a lot heavier than the other one, but it's pretty decent. I do quite like it, to be honest. And yeah, I've been so busy waffling on, I've actually passed one of the parts that I wanted to check out. Waffle, 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 waffle. I do love a good waffle, as you all know. I do like chatting. And there's lots of mushrooms about. I don't know what they are. I don't eat mushrooms. Now there is a bit of a track here, which I'm going to go and investigate, because I want to know what's down here. You know, for a future walk, cook, walk, maybe possible. I mean, to be honest, it starts to get a little bit overgrown on the path here. Ooh, not looking where I'm going. But see, normally we just walk up the centre or ride up the centre part, but this looks like it's been trodden in for a while. Again, we don't notice this stuff because when we're riding through, you got your tunnel vision and you try not to body check a tree, because we do go reasonably fast. Obviously we slow down for walkers and dog walkers. We're not the nuisance riders that you'd sometimes get. Quite courteous. So there's a couple of trees down. Big one here. I'm on a tree. Let's carry on, because hopefully this will just bring us out back up at the top. Now, this is a bit of the woods that I've never actually been in, so it's interesting. Interestingly intriguing. Whoops. Flipping things trying to ruin my jacket. I'm actually sweating buckets at the moment. It's really warm. Thought it was going to be cold today. So it goes off to the right there, but it also comes to the left, and the left looks a little bit better. Coming out into a bit of a clearing. I mean, if that tree wasn't there, that big ass tree, that'd be a really good little area. I mean, it's very open here. Very, very open. Look at this. So Oldmood Woods is made up of bits of ancient wood, as well as stuff that was planted many, many years ago. There is a track that carries on this way. I do like the woods. I mean, I was telling Andy, the chap that was talking to a minute ago, what I do, and he's like, asked if I ever camp, and I was like, no. He says lots of people do the wild camping and stuff, but that is not me, and I forgot to start my watch to track my ride, or my walk, sorry. So we shall do that now. That's that started, but unfortunately it's going to be talking to me because it's doing it through the Apple Watch instead of using the Strava app. This is pretty good. It's a very sort of untrodden kind of path. It's got bits overgrown on it. Hundreds of mushrooms. That one looks well cool. Yeah, that was sweet. And oh, I thought it was coming to an abrupt end then. I was going to say, how would it just stop all of a sudden? Never been round this bit. It's really cool. Not really accessible to bikes because of all the logs across the way and stuff, but nice bit of exploring to be done in the Old Moor Woods. Some freaking awesome trees. Look at them. Massive. Absolutely massive. Ancient. There is younger trees here as well as the older ones, which is nice. So I'm going to plod on through here and I'll bring you back if something cool happens. Cool little stump. Could use them as seats, couldn't you? Should really look where I'm going. Now, I believe there was a fishing pond around here somewhere. It's private owned, but I've never actually glanced at it. And there we have it. Fishing pond. Obviously there's a fence here, so I can't go on there, but yeah, pretty sweet. So heading back in the direction of the main path. Nice little detour. Saves us just walking up the centerpiece. Probably adds a little bit of distance on as well. But it's really nice. Really, really nice. Did I say it's really, really nice? It's really, really nice. And sometimes it gets a bit darker over that side where there's more canopy, but here you're quite exposed. But still pretty freaking cool. And I'm just hoping that this actually takes us back to the main path. Looks like it does. I think I see Salvation. Yep, back on the main path. And we turned right just down there to start it off. So that is the Old Moor Wood Loop. I was pretty much recording the whole time, so however long that took is how long it is. See how many miles we did. That says 0.88 miles, but that's not going to take into account the walk that we did before we'd actually managed to press start, as that was a little bit a while ago. I showed my son the shelter in the recon video, and he was like, oh yeah, you should go cook in there. Now the problem with that is all that wood's extremely dry. If I was to accidentally knock the stove over and the alcohol spilt out with it on fire, that is going to cause a big problem very, very quickly. So that's one reason why I didn't do it in the shelter. And I've just thought, you know, I could have left the table behind in the trailer and just collected it on the way back instead of carrying the extra weight. So as I was saying, I've upgraded my 27 T27, got some non-stick pans now. There's a chap on YouTube called Mad Dog Survival, so shout out Mad Dog, nice one dude. He's also got an eBay account where he sells lots of survival gear, camping stuff, and that's where I actually bought it from. And I got talking to him. Nice chap, you know, so go check his eBay stuff out. There's plenty of stuff on there that could be useful. He's got a couple of Trangia stoves. Don't worry if they look a bit beaten up, they're still perfectly usable. And you know, he dropped a bargain, put the price down for me, so really appreciate that, dude. And yeah, nice solid guy. The stove arrived, it looks in pristine condition. If anything, it looks like the only thing that's been used is the kettle. So I got an absolute bargain there. So I will be putting up a raffle for the other one. It'll be a pound something, a ticket or something like that. And then the website Raffle, they do it all for you. All the hard work is done with them. It generates the winner, so it's not like I can fix it. So it's like extra fair. You can also give a portion of the ticket sales to charity as well, which is always a good thing. And I'm absolutely pooped. And I tell you what, I left on my bike, my bloody water bottle, but we're heading back that way anyway. So I'm gonna go grab that, have a glug of that whilst passing, and then try and stow it in the bag somewhere. So we'll be back when it's time to visit the lions. Oh yes, I said lions. Lions and tigers and bears. No, just lions. There is a chap who's got some lions down at the bottom of the walkway. It's pretty sweet. I'm gonna go check that out. Okay, so I mentioned about lions. So now let's see if they're in. This dude actually built an enclosure for lions. You see him? He might even be coming over, thinking I'm dinner. I can see 1, 2, 3. Seems interested in what I'm doing. I really wish it had come all the way over. But I'm also glad it's far away. Gives me a head start. Pacing back and forth. So I'll be leaving a link to Mad Dog Survival's YouTube. I'll put him in the comments, and I'll also give you a link to his eBay site. Like I say, I think he's got 2 Trangias on there at the moment. There's a cool looking sleeping bag made by DD Hammocks. Now they're actually the brand which I plan to buy one of their tarps. Again, they're like 50 to 60 quid. They are not pocket change at all. But now that autumn's here, it's harder to stay hidden. Even if you are off the beaten track, it's a little bit harder because my tarp is blue and all the leaves are falling off the trees. So, you know, big flipping blue tarp just pretty much says, hello, I'm over here. And when I'm cooking, I do kind of like to be left alone. I mean, I'm not bothered if people want to come and see what I'm doing, that's fine. You know, we'll have a conversation. I like talking to people, but I also like being away from everybody, away from the maddening crowd, away from the buy, sell, you know, just something simple like nature, you know. You can't put a price on that, I don't think. Just going and sitting in the woods, you know. And I was absolutely sweating, so I took my jacket off, and now I've gone flipping cold. Can't win. We're just walking down this field track. We'll go over another bridge, which will then bring us to the woodland that we're going to be going into, where we're going to be cooking some nosh. Bish bash bosh. Real good nosh. Oh, not going to lie, this bag's heavy. Bloody heavy. Now over there was a spot just in these woods here, but I think that belongs to the farmland there, quite possibly. There was like a little bench thing ready made and a campfire where someone's obviously had a fire. That was where the fake duck was. I bloody went down there thinking I'm going to help it out of the flipping boggy bit. And it was a flipping plastic duck. Oh, felt like a right moose. But it looked like quite a cool little bit of woodland there, to be honest. Although it's very exposed, because the entrance that's there, you can just see straight through it. You'll be able to see what I was doing straight away. And it's not about hiding from people, it's just not being bothered by people. So while I'm out, I turn my phone and my watch onto silent, and the only time I will respond to a message is if it's one of the kids. While I'm out, I try not to use technology and all that shizazam. Is that an ink cap? I'm not quite sure, but that is awesome. I bet you I could identify that with a picture. So Finchy Outdoors gave me a shout out the other day while he was out with a friend of his, testing out his new stove and stuff. What I wanted to ask you, dude, was how much does your table weigh? Your little fold out table? Because I've seen a couple of them and I think it's going to be a damn sight lighter than this chunky thing that I carry around with me. Now, I'm not bothered about the extra weight, but on these longer excursions, is that how you say it? It's nicer to have a little bit less weight in the bag. Now, relatively, it feels lighter than it normally is, and I think that's down to what I'm cooking, which is a stir fry. Now, I can't remember how you pronounce the name of the stir fry sauce, but I've got some freshly picked, I'll say fresh, 2 days ago, picked from my allotment. Now, the allotment is a lot of hard work. It is a graft, but once you've put the work in 1 year, when you come back to dig it over again, it's already done. You know, it's already been loosened up. So, I mean, it was an absolute monstrosity when I got it. It was a jungle. There was literally one walkway through the whole thing. And I can't remember how big mine is, but it's quite big. And I thought to myself, if I can make it pay, or if I can make it give me back in produce the amount that it would cost to rent it each year, I think it's about 60 odd pounds per year. I was lucky enough to be able to skip the queue as well, because I knew that they had one that was overgrown, because I'd heard them talking about it. They said, we need some young lad like yourself to take over plot 67. And I was like, yeah, 67. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, that's my plot. So I put a little note in with my name and address and asked to be put on the waiting list. And underneath, I said to them, I don't mind taking one that's overgrown as well. I don't mind the hard work. I'll have it sorted in, you know, a couple of weeks. They doubted me. They really doubted me. But I just got on there with a petrol strimmer, you know, day after day, and just got it all down. Now it looks just the same as everybody else's, if not a little bit untidy in areas, but I've got a massive blackberry patch. You know, got blackberries for days. I actually had my fill of blackberries and then told everybody else to just help themselves because I needed them gone. You know, I mean, I leave the top ones for the birds. I only take the ones that are in the middle and leave the lower down ones for the mice and stuff. But here we are. Again, not sure what this wood's called. It's a nice little woodland. Again, we ride through here. Very rarely stop to appreciate it for what it actually is, really. Which is more of a reason why I've come here today. But there is a section further down that's like really cool for cycling. It picks up speed and drops down the side. There's a couple of bits that you can pop off and stuff, which is nice. So we'll be at the spot pretty soon, actually. It takes a bit longer on foot, of course, but it's a nice little walk through the woods. Can't beat it. And again, you're going slower when you're walking, so you tend to notice more about the environment and what's going on around you and stuff. I mean, that tree's been down for ages and people just walk around and then a new path's created. The forest then gets that bit back, you know. Nature will always take back what was borrowed. And just getting outdoors as well. You know, we tend to be stuck indoors most of the time, either at work or at home, and we've gotten too comfortable with it. You know, we've lost the ability to enjoy the outdoors as much. And, you know, it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's free, isn't it? If you think about it, a little walk through the woods costs nothing, but it just, I don't know, it just gives me such relaxing vibes. You know, it clears the head fog of the doom scrolling. We all do it. We all do it. See, I like longer videos. I tend to watch videos that are like an hour long, with people going camping and stuff like that. Trangia reviews. I love people's reviews of the kit that I use all the time. Now, I've not been using mine properly long enough to actually do a review of it. So once I'm about a year into this channel, I will be doing some reviews on my personal take of what I think about the stoves that I've been using. And yeah, that's something to look forward to doing. I mean, I did a side-by-side for the 25 and the 27. Now, these craters here, look. I'm not sure. I think they might be bomb craters. Maybe some bombs during the war got dropped here. Who knows? I bet there's a map somewhere that details where bombs were dropped and stuff. No wonder it's so freaking dark. Oh, what a numpty. I'm wondering why I can't see anything very well. And it's because I've got flipping sunglasses on whilst in some woodlands on a day that's not even sunny. What a tool. But yeah, enjoying myself so far. Met a really cool bloke called Andy. Yeah, fantastic. Just to have the passion to do stuff like that, you know. It's just like one project for 7 years. I think he said he did it whilst we was all in lockdown. Do correct me if I'm wrong, Andy. I'm sure that's what you said, mate. Yeah, also go check out Mad Dog Survival's YouTube channel as well. I did mean to say that. And Finchy Outdoors. I told Mad Dog that I'd drop him a shout out. I'll put his link at the bottom. Same as Finchy Outdoors, he shouted me out on his channel, so I shall do the same back. So you can go and enjoy more outdoor shenanigans. I mean, him and his mate, Big Phil, they were they were playing hide and seek, and I mean, in the dark. And Finchy he got caught because of his camera, because he was trying to record it. It's obviously lit him up a little bit. But yeah, crikey, that tree's seen better days, hasn't it? So this is one of the sections that's really good for riding down. I'll show you. It goes down into some quite narrow section. What we call single track. And it drops down a little ways to the bottom. Now you did used to be able to get all the way through this and then connect the other wood with it, but you can't do that anymore. They put in some pipeline and then never really opened it back up to Joe Public, so, which is unfortunate really, but you know, it's their land, so I suppose they can do what the bloody hell they like with it, can't they? So this gimbal, what's it? Jobby thing. It took a while to get used to, but I believe it's going to give much more fluid video in comparison to the other one. I mean, the motor on it's really good. The other one was just a bit cack. It just kept doing what it wanted instead of what I wanted it to. So I did upgrade. This one was a bit more expensive, but it's going to get used. I'm definitely going to get my money out of it. Just entering the other part of woodland now. Like I say, it used to connect. We're going to be going this way. Normally I'd go that way, but I think I've been this way once on my bike and it wasn't as good. But I think walking, it should be all right. And then we can just check out if there's any spots that we want to go and look at, you know. Although, oh wow, that is a lot of mushrooms. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I love looking at mushrooms, but I don't eat them. I can't stand the filthy, slimy, horrible things. But you know, each to their own. If you like mushrooms, you're weird. No, I'm joking. If you like mushrooms, crack on, eat mushrooms. I don't, so therefore I don't. And that's just the way it is. Now we're going to be coming along the top part of where I was the other day, which is dropped down there. Bloody hell. Tripping over. It's because I'm not looking where I'm going. Oh, there's tons of mushrooms over there as well. It is that time of year though, isn't it, where the mushrooms doeth come out. I mean, I did want to go down there, but I'm just not risking how steep it is, because it is bloody steep. No thanks. Also, I'm hoping no one's already there, because if someone's there, then that's kind of going to put a damper on my plans. But we can adapt. Squirrels clambering up the trees. Too fast to capture. By the time I'd switched the camera angle round, it'd have been gone. Oh, bloody hell. Slipping on acorns. Flipping heck, man. So there is no one down there. So that's where we're going. But I think we're going to go down t'other bit, down this way, which is ever so slightly less steep. Kind of thing. I tell you what, after all this walking, I'm bloody hungry now. Ready for some grub. Yeah, it's not as steep, but it does have loose bits. And here we are for the next hour or so. So this will be going onto a live. I will be, what would you call it? Live streaming, that's it. Sorry, but I had a bit of a brain fart. Let's see if my Haribo bear's still there. Oh shit. No, someone's eaten the Haribo bear. I left the Haribo bear on there with like a leaf on his head. Something's at it. Oh. Right then, so I'm going to set the camera up over there. So we've got this wall behind us, so we can see anyone who may be coming towards us. And we'll kick their ass. No, we won't. Just because it's good to have an eye on your surroundings, really. Just got off the live. Thank you for everybody who joined me on that. It was really good talking to you all. I did miss some of the comments. I do apologise, but that is the nature of the beast. This is fantastic. Found a cardamom pod into the trash pile. And yeah, thanks for the idea, Jim. Rife, mutant Rife, Jim. The idea of taking it back in the container. I do not know why I did not even think of that. Let's take that lid off. So that can start to cool down a little bit. We did really good with the fuel as well. The amount that I put in was perfect. Got some homemade pickled cabbage here as well. Absolutely fantastic. It's not 100% ready yet. I didn't put in the things that I'd grown myself. I didn't think they'd fit. And that was a relatively quick cookout as well. I mean, it's nearly 5 o'clock, so it's still been a considerable amount of time. But once you get set up and stuff, it's done in minutes. So yeah, big thanks for everyone who's joined me. Shout out to Log Hoppers. Thank you for joining me, mate. Do go check out them. Like I say, in the live, really nice couple. They've got loads of cool tips and tricks for outdoor adventuring, bit of bushcraft. They do all sorts. They're actually nomadic. They live outside in a tent, and they move from spot to spot. I did mention it in the live, but yeah, fantastic couple, great channel, always down to earth stuff, you know, really easy to sit and watch as well. No matter what, it's always easy to watch. Even if they're on a specific topic, you know, it's one of those that you're always in the mood for it. Do you know what I mean? It's just fantastic. Yeah, go check out Finchy Outdoors as well. He's shouted out for me, so please do go check that out. He did join the live as well, which was really nice of you guys to take your time, you know, to come say hello to me. That is much appreciated. I nearly missed you, to be honest. Because I have to lean right over to be able to see it. But I need it a little bit far back as well, so that you can see what I'm actually doing. But that's another good thing about, let's say, the YouTube community. You know, everyone's willing to give advice, to share the stories, you know, and I love it. You know, we're backing each other up, sharing knowledge, stuff like that, at the same time as helping smaller channels like myself to, you know, get noticed and stuff like that, because it can be difficult. Now, I don't care about subscribers, I don't care about views. I'm not one of those who sits and watches the analytics. I will look the day after I've uploaded it. I will look to see if it did well, because I like to know where I could do better. Obviously, I forgot to put my flipping microphone on again, so that's where I could do better. Put the sodding microphone on right now. Oh, that's why I didn't put it on, because the phone's charging. So no, I was right. We're okay. Yeah, so that's why I hadn't put it on, because the phone was charging. I want to show you this as well that I've put together. Got this little tin off Amazon with these little jars inside, just so I can carry multiple flavors and things. I've got cayenne pepper in there, I've got soy sauce, I've got apple cider vinegar, a bit of, oh yeah, bit of lemon juice on that. That could be really good. It'll either make it or break it. I only need a titchy bit. Let's get in there, see what we've done. Yeah. Could possibly put more on. So, there's another one as well actually, which has got all my little spices and stuff in, which I plan to carry with me when I'm doing these things. They're for more when you're actually creating the thing yourself though. But that was bloody lovely. I'm telling you now, I do not mind telling y'all. This is free. I would have been eating a lunch anyway, you know? So I just chose to eat it outside. In the woods. Alone. Perfect. Some people would think it's bizarre. Maybe it is. But I'll tell you what it isn't. It isn't boring. It's relaxing. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to get packed up. We've got a bit of walking still to do. And once we're done, We're back to the bike, which is hopefully still there. And go home. And start the process of editing. Try and get a start on it as soon as possible. I like to upload it on Sunday because most people are chilling out on a Sunday. But anywho, nom nom nom. Right then, food devoured. It was fantastic. Now, it was actually the cabbage that I'd made that was super spicy. Forgot it had chunks of chili in, but it just looked like cabbage because it had just the colour had changed. So now all there is left to do is to clear up a few bits of rubbish that are around here. It's not my rubbish, but this is something I started doing when I created this channel. At the end, I clear up some other mugs rubbish, just as a thank you to the area. You know, it is alive. I know that sounds all whimsical and magical, but the area is alive. It's an ecosystem. It doesn't need your trash left here. Be respectful, you know, take all your stuff with you. Nearly bloody swore. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Gonna clean up some other mugs rubbish and take it out with us and put it in a bin. And as always, we leave no trace. That there is my tripod, and that was the bit of a mound that we were on. Absolutely nothing left behind, and litter from other people cleared up. Job's a good one. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video. If you got this far, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate your time. It is just some ginger twat talking shit in the woods whilst cooking. Who'd have thought that people like that? You know, we lose the wild part of ourselves by becoming domesticated. You know, this for me, it's like a reset button. It's, you know, it just, nothing matters when I'm there. When I'm there, just cooking away, you know, and I get to meet people as well. I get to meet that guy called Andy who had an awesome set of cars that he'd built himself and, you know, that he owns and he's passionate about. So that's half of it. It's just having the passion to go out and do something instead of just sitting indoors. I mean, look at this here, conker tree, absolutely massive. Probably older than my mum. It's probably the width of my arms side to side if I was to put them out. We've got a bag of rubbish hanging off the back. Bloody hell, the selfie stick didn't like that. We'll do it the other way. There we go. Just hanging off the back. And that's just rubbish that we collected from the area we was in. Obviously it's got my own rubbish in. I'm keeping the bloody bag because it's cool, it's got a tree on it. I like trees. So I've got a little bit of a short walk now, back up the road to where I've left the bike. Now I really hope it's still there because I don't have that bike insured. I'm definitely going to get it insured though, just for the simple fact people always want what you've got and they're willing to take it without a single thought of giving a shit about what that's going to do for you. Now I don't drive, so a bike is my lifeline in a way. That's me popping to the shops to get some milk or bread or whatever. But anyway, I'm waffling now, as usual. I do like a good old waffle. Oh look, chestnuts. To be honest, it's a little bit late. And it's like 20 to 6. So ideally, I really need to get back. Make sure the kids haven't burnt the house down. And we'll be back next weekend. There's going to be a multiple choice of what people want me to cook. It's going to be one of those simply cook things. I know which one I want, but I want your guys' input as to what you want to see. Because, you know, interactive and all that. And if you are out cooking in the woods and you want to share that with me and everyone who's in the Walk Cook Walk community page, you drop a little picture of what it is you're doing, write a little bit about what you're cooking, and show everybody else. You know, don't feel like you need to keep it all to yourself. Yeah, that's it. Nothing left to do but to say adios. Adios.